Hi, my name is Alicia. I'm a sophomore occupational therapy student at Quinnipiac University, and I'm going to be using your narrative interview today. It's nice to see you.
It's nice to see you.
All right, so this interview should take about 10 minutes long. If you feel that you need a break at any time, please let me know and we can definitely take a break. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And we've signed the consent form that says that you're giving me permission to interview,
Yes.
correct? All right, thank you. So we're gonna start today. So can you give me a little bit of a background about yourself?
Yes, I'm Patricia Malon. I'm 84. I'm a cancer survivor, and I'm long married, have a big family, children and grandchildren, and a good life.
Good. So can you tell me a little bit about a time when you were a patient?
Well, recently I was a patient because of my cancer. I had some surgery, and after that I had chemotherapy at Middlesex Hospital in Connecticut, and everybody was very efficient. The staff was exceptionally good, dedicated, and kind.
That's good to hear. So how long did you receive chemotherapy for?
I had chemotherapy for 18 weeks subsequent to surgery.
Okay, so you received the surgery first and then you
And then I had the
received
chemotherapy.
after. Did you have any additional medical procedures in there with that, or it was just
No,
the surgery?
No, just that surgery and the chemo.
Okay, so what experiences did you have with the daily, with your daily routine after or during when you had the chemotherapy? How was your daily life impacted by that?
Okay, well, the chemotherapy took several hours, and it was scheduled mostly in the morning. And afterwards, I was tired. I was much more tired than was usual, and did not have the vitality nor the interest in being physically active.
So you would say that overall, the day that you got chemotherapy, you were more fatigued than
Yes.
you generally were. And how is your daily life other than the days that you got chemotherapy? So the other 6 days of the week.
Well, overall, as I got more and more chemotherapy, I, I had less energy than I would have had normally, and normally I'm extremely active, and I was not. I did not go to the Y. I did not participate in exercises or swimming or a lot of walking, but I knew that the end was in sight, and that was it. A lot of resting. There was a lot of resting.
So can you tell me a little bit about your daily life before you were a patient with cancer? Can you tell me just a little bit about the day-to-day, what activities you would participate in, and then how that was changed after you stopped getting the chemotherapy?
All right. The norm before all of this was to rise early, perhaps walk, either at Wesleyan on the track or outside, 2 to 3 times a week. Then I would go to the Y here for exercises, and quite often followed by some swimming, and then have some lunch, come back, rest a little, and do whatever was necessary in order to manage my home and my life and my husband.
And then so during your treatment, you had said that you didn't engage in these activities as much. After you stopped receiving chemotherapy, have those activities returned?
Those activities have returned, but in a limited manner. And I am working now towards increasing my ability to sustain more activity, particularly as the spring months are here.
So would you say that one of your goals would be to get back to the pace that you were able to be at before with the different activities such as swimming?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, was there a particular instance that you can recall when you really took notice of the healthcare professionals that were treating you, that there was one particular time that you really appreciated their help, or during treatments?
Well, the doctors were universally good, and during the cancer treatments, there would be nurses in the treatment room, and they would vary, but all of them were extremely competent and kind and helpful.
Would you say that they used empathy in relating to you and understanding what you were going through? The health care professionals
Very
as a whole.
empathetic, very empathetic.
And I had actually accompanied you to one of your doctor's appointments, and
so you've met some of these people.
Yes,
very nice people.
And I mean, you were a trooper. The doctor was.
It was no big deal. I think a lot of people make a bigger deal out of this than it is.
So, would you say that you downplayed it more than?
No, I just took it as a practical matter, as a necessity. I knew it would be limited and that it would be very helpful for my health in the future.
Good. So, what advice would you give to the healthcare professionals that treated you? Is there anything that you could give them feedback on that you think would help them in treating other patients?
Not really, because I think that they're extraordinarily experienced and competent, but they should continue doing with others what they did for me.
Do you think that they tried to make that connection with you? I mean, your daughter works at the hospital, so they obviously knew her, or most of them did. But do you think that they really made an effort to connect with you and hear more about you as a person rather than just as a patient?
No, I think that they were neutral in that they treated everybody virtually the same.
And did you appreciate that, or do you think that it would have been nicer to have, say, a consistent person or nurse with you during all of your chemotherapy treatments?
No. This was fine. The system worked very well here.
So with those follow-up appointments, did they recommend certain things to you for keeping up with your health or getting back to the daily activities that you were once doing, or not so much?
They were not involved with follow-up.
With follow-up?
No.
So
that was up to me.
So you didn't receive any
no advice,
healthcare
whatever.
after? Did you have anyone that came into the home to help you with getting back to those?
Well, I had family.
Were there any activities you would say that were particularly hard getting back to?
Well, going to the Y, yeah. Getting back into the exercise routine, yeah.
So
that took pushing to do.
But would you say that it has been beneficial for you to get back to those activities?
Absolutely.
And engage with those?
Absolutely.
What do you think the most beneficial part of those activities are?
The Silver Sneakers exercises, the stretching and, toning.
So can you tell me a little bit more about what Silver Sneakers is?
Silver Sneakers is an exercise program for people, I believe, over the age of 50, maybe 60, and it's designed for balance and strength, and they're terrific exercises.
So you have enjoyed going to those? And
yes. Mm-hmm.
That's glad to hear that. So did you stop doing that when you were receiving chemotherapy?
Yes, it was not possible. Either the surgery or the chemotherapy. It was not doable.
So would you say also, we didn't really talk much about the surgery part, but do you think that the healthcare professionals during that time, because I know for a lot of people, I don't know how it was for you, if you could enlighten me as to your experience, but how was that time between finding out, there was something there and having to get the surgery? Do you think that the healthcare professionals had, made you feel comforted? And
Yes, they were determined to follow a course of, diagnosis and treatment and inform me of it, and we just went forward.
so you were kind of just pushing through it?
Yes,
at
we
that
wanted
point?
to do what was the right thing, and they and we just went forward.
Good. So then you had the surgery. How long do you think that took you to recover from?
A week or so. It was laparoscopic surgery, so it was very rapid.
So were any of your daily events impacted by that?
Not
Much?
really. No.
So walking around and all of that?
No.
No. Okay. So was there anything else that you wanted to add into this interview that could help the healthcare professionals in any way, or help students who are heading towards that track to interact with their patients any better?
Well, the fact that you have good professionals who right away were on top of it, because what I had is ovarian cancer, which is genetic in my family, and the health professionals were very diligent in monitoring me, and the minute that they saw something, the decision was made for the surgery and chemo, and we went forward.
Okay. So do you have any feedback for me that you would be willing to share?
Well, I hope that everybody who has something like this in their family would be diligent in testing, and then have healthcare professionals like I have had who knew exactly what to do when the tests came back negative. And this is what everybody should have.
Right. So thank you so much for taking time out of today
You're welcome.
to help me with this interview. And I wish you all the best with moving forward. And I'm glad to hear that you're doing well.
Thank you.